Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti, and would like to welcome back one more time Director Gene Peacock from the Brandywine Zoo. He's here quite often, and we appreciate it. And Brandywine Zoo, by the way, is a wonderful zoo. It's a smaller zoo, and it's more intimate. It's a great place to go. Also, the Curator of Education, Jackie Williamson, and you brought a friend.
I did. This is Knight the chinchilla. So Knight is one of our program animals. He gets to go with us to schools or do programs with us on grounds at the zoo, and he's a great ambassador for his species. So chinchillas are native to South America, but they're also highly kept as pets. However, in the wild, these guys are critically endangered because they were harvested for fur. People may even have fur coats at home as they're watching this. So those fur coats may have been made out of chinchillas, and it actually takes about 150 of these guys to make a full-length fur coat because they only use a strip of fur right from their backs.
So are there chinchilla farms? Do they
yes.
harvest them?
So actually the chinchilla farms have helped to repopulate some of their native habitats where they were taken from and now are vacant in those habitats. And the reason why they are so popular is because they have an incredibly dense fur coat and they're really, really soft. So of course people saw that and thought that they would make a really good insulator for coats as well. But these guys are from the Andes Mountains in South America, so they live really high up, so they have to have that nice dense fur coat that helps to keep them warm. But unfortunately for them, it worked out that people also thought that that fur coat was going to be really helpful for them too. But they're making a slow comeback thanks in part to some fur farms as well as some captive breeding programs.
But that's for
well.
It's all the wrong reasons that they're making a comeback. Right. Because you think of cows or anything that we find useful, the populations are great. The bad thing is they're being used just to be killed.
Yeah.
But even some of the cattle and stuff, there are certain populations or certain species of cattle that their numbers are less. There's wild cattle and all of those guys. Their numbers have declined. And so you have farmers that'll focus on heritage breeds, and they'll save those breeds instead of the hybrids. They'll keep these purebred cattle to really keep the species up there. So farmers do a lot of good in helping the populations. When you look at chinchillas, cattle, chickens is another one where they'll take the heritage breeds and they'll really try to keep the numbers up.
Is it he or she?
He.
He's adorable. Are they make good pets?
So they are kept really frequently as pets, and if they're handled regularly, they can make great pets. They are nocturnal, so they're going to be up at night, and so they're maybe not the best pet for your bedroom, but they're pretty long-lived, and they're very fast too, so they're not great pets for young kids, but they're long-lived. They can live over 12 years, so it's definitely a pet that you want to make a long-term commitment to, not quite like a pet mouse or a rat that might only live 5 or 7 years at most. These guys are a little bit longer lived, and they're basically a giant version of a gerbil if you can handle their speed and have them in the right housing at your house too.
You're doing well. He's trying to get out of your hands.
Knight gets handled pretty regularly, and you can still see that he gets a little fidgety sometimes. But again, with regular handling, they can be really sweet pets. You just have to be prepared for all the care needs that go along.
And an herbivore, he eats.
He eats at the zoo. He gets a chinchilla pelleted diet as well as some hay. In the wild, they would eat grasses and straws as well as some seeds and things like that. They're primarily nocturnal, so they're going to be foraging at night, and they live in small communities on the sides of the mountains in South America. So they would forage together, and they've got these great big ears that help them to hear a predator that might be sneaking up on them. And there's great big whiskers help them to navigate around at night as well and find. Now,
any day is a good day to go to the Brandywine Zoo because you get to see Knight and you get to see all the other animals that you have there. But you have a couple of special events coming up.
Yep, coming up in December, we have Breakfast with Santa, which is, what days is that,
It's the second weekend of December, and it's in the morning before the zoo opens, so you could have breakfast with Santa either in our education building or out in the zoo if the weather participates. And so we'll have breakfast with Santa. It's a hot breakfast. Tickets are available on our website, but they are going fast.
What's the website again?
www.brandywinezoo.org.
And New Year's Eve, you also have.
New Year's Eve, we drop the ball at noon instead of midnight because sometimes the kids can't quite stay up that late. So we have a nice ball drop and what we call a champagne toast for the kids, but it's really just apple cider, sparkling cider for them. And we have a nice little activity station set up throughout the zoo. It's from 11 to 12:15. And it's on New Year's Day on the 31st.
Yeah, it's been such a great place to go. It really is. You've done a great job with it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having us again.
For coming in. Director of the Brandywine Zoo, Gene Peacock, and Curator of Education, Jackie Williamson.